Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new segment that I like to call Right Off the Bat. Now before I get this review rolling, I would like to thank Tony King at Rick Case Hyundai in Fort Lauderdale, Florida for allowing me to review this vehicle for you guys. If you're interested in purchasing a brand new or used Hyundai and live in the South Florida area, don't hesitate to check them out. They'll get you into the perfect Hyundai in no time. And remember that all of DriveAndBeDriven's reviews are 100% honest and 0% biased. So, let's get started. Now in this segment of Right Off the Bat, it's pretty much going to be going over my top 5 likes of a car as well as my top 5 dislikes of a car. So today I do have the 2017 Genesis G90 and I am going to be doing a right off the bat for this vehicle. So this video is going to be consisting of my top 5 likes or the top 5 hits of the 2017 Genesis G90, as well as my top 5 dislikes or misses of the 2017 Genesis G90. So let's get right into it. Now I did do a full review of the 2017 Genesis G90, so if you do have any questions about the Genesis G90, don't hesitate to check out that full in-depth detailed review of the 2017 Genesis G90. I did cover both the 3.3 liter turbocharged engine as well as the 5.0 liter naturally aspirated engine. And also, if you do have any further questions, feel free to leave it in the comments section below. But we are going to get right into this list, and that is going to start off with my top 5 dislikes or my top 5 misses of the 2017 Genesis G90. And in the number 5 spot, that is going to have to go to the mediocre fuel economy that the 2017 Genesis G90 does receive. So we are going to open up the fuel tank latch right here by just pressing this button. And right here you are going to be looking right at your latch right here. Now the fuel economy for the 2017 Genesis G90, if you do go for that 3.3 liter turbocharged V6, is going to be just about 17 miles per gallon in the city, 24 miles per gallon on the highway, and 20 miles per gallon combined. And that is going to be the exact same fuel economy if you do go for that rear wheel drive or that all wheel drive. And then if you do go for the 5.0 liter naturally aspirated gasoline direct injected V8 engine, you are going to be seeing fuel economy around 16 miles per gallon in the city, 24 on the highway, and 19 combined if you do go for that rear wheel drive option. Then if you do go for the all wheel drive option of that engine, it is going to be just about 15 miles per gallon in the city, 23 on the highway, and 18 combined. Now, fuel economy numbers may seem like they are pretty low, and they are fairly low, but you do have to keep in mind how large this vehicle is. Now, if you do compare this to some of its other competitors, they are going to get slightly better fuel economy. This vehicle is more in line with some of its older entries. Some of its older entries in the class are going to be something like the Infiniti entries, as well as the Lexus entries are going to get fuel economy closer to this vehicle. But if you are looking at vehicles such as the Cadillac or the Audi, or even the Mercedes, they are going to get slightly better fuel economy. Now you do have to keep in mind that that Cadillac is going to come standard with a 4-cylinder. This Genesis G90 is going to come standard with that V6. So we are going to get a lot more power with this vehicle, and it is going to be just a slightly different. So if you are looking for more fuel economy out of your full-size luxury sedan, the G90 may not be the ultimate choice for you, but it definitely deserves a look since the fuel economy isn't too bad, especially considering the overall size and the amount of power that the vehicle does provide for you. Alright, so now let's talk about what's in the number 4 spot for my top 5 dislikes or things that I'm not entirely fond of about the 2017 Genesis G90. So in that number 4 spot is going to have to go to the lack of customizability that the Genesis G90 does offer for you. Alright, so let me just explain this to you just a little bit more in depth. Now, the 2017 Genesis G90 is very customizable in certain ways, but I do definitely feel like Genesis could have definitely tried just a little bit harder for making this vehicle pretty much have a lot more, I guess you could say, more customizability and allowed to really connect with the buyer. Now, the 2017 Genesis G90 actually only comes with one rim size as well as only one rim type. So if you do go for the 2017 Genesis G90 with the premium or the ultimate package, as well as if you do go for that 3.3 liter or that 5.0 liter, you are going to get these same rims that are located right here. They do look very nice. I really love the look of them. They do sort of have like an aerodynamic shape to them, so it is going to allow for the vehicle to be a little bit more fuel efficient. And these are going to be 19-inch alloy rims here, and they are going to have sort of like a gunmetal look to them, and I really love the shine, sort of like a matte shine that they do give off. They do look nice, but I feel like Hyundai could have definitely, or Genesis rather, could have definitely added some more options for your rims as well as your wheel sizes. Also, I would have definitely liked to have seen more interior colors as well. The 2017 Genesis G90 actually only comes with 2 interior colors. Right here we do have the beige interior. If you do go for the beige interior, you are going to get sort of like this gray wood insert here. If you do go for the black interior, you are going to get brown wood inserts here. You cannot interchange those. You cannot get this beige interior with brown wood. You cannot get the black interior with this gray wood. So I definitely would like to see Genesis allow for a lot more customizability when it does come to that. Also, the 2017 Genesis G90 only comes with a total of 6 exterior colors. So there's only a total of 6 exterior colors. Right here we do have the Caspian black exterior color, which does look really nice. It does have sort of like a few sparkles in the paint. I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but it looks amazing on this vehicle. But I would have definitely liked to have seen more color options. I also really love how these rims are gray, and it sort of really complements this black color of the Genesis G90 that we do have here. Now in my number 3 spot for things that I really feel like Genesis could have definitely elevated this vehicle on is going to have to go to the gauge cluster display that you do get here. Now you are going to have a very vibrant and very crisp looking gauge cluster display here, but I would have definitely liked to have seen Genesis go for a complete screen for your gauge cluster here. You are still going to get 2 analog gauges here, which isn't bad. Some people may actually prefer that. I actually sort of prefer having the gauges here, but some people may actually prefer having that full LCD screen, especially since a lot of its other competitors are offering that, and I feel like it does make the Genesis G90 seem just a little bit behind those vehicles. But most of the people are probably going to prefer this, since it is probably going to be a lot more responsive and going to have a lot less problems down the road. Now in my number 2 spot for things that I really feel like Genesis really missed out on for the 2017 Genesis G90 is going to have to go to the G90 not offering a panoramic sunroof on any of the G90 trims. And I would have definitely liked to have seen that panoramic sunroof on the G90. Now you do still get a sunroof. You do get a single pane sunroof up front over both your front driver and your front passenger, and that is going to have your powered slide as well as your powered tilt. But I would have definitely liked to have seen Genesis really elevate it even more and add that dual pane panoramic sunroof, really opening up the cabin. Really feel like you're getting even more out of your vehicle. I really feel like that would have really upped the luxury value and luxury proposition and feel of the interior even more on the Genesis G90. Now in the number 1 spot for things that I really feel like Genesis did really miss out on to add inside of the Genesis G90 is going to have to go to the lack of any massage functions for the rear seats and the front seats. You are not going to get any massage functionality, but you are going to get cooled seats and heated seats, which really does add something. But I really feel like Genesis could have definitely added something like massage seats. Also, you are not going to get any TV screens in the back seats either. What you are going to get though is an extremely large screen up there. I believe it's a 12-inch screen or an 11-inch screen. It's extremely large and very easy to see from the back seats, but I definitely would have liked to see each of the rear passengers get their own screen. One screen right here and one screen on the back of the headrest on that side. But overall, Genesis really tried to make this vehicle very upscale and premium, but I really would have definitely liked to have seen things like I said, for example, massage seats, maybe even a table that comes out if you make it retract back in here, just different things. And that could have been like a luxury plus version of the G90 or something, because I really feel like Genesis could really bring this vehicle even further. Alright, so now let's talk about my top 5 likes, or in other words, the top 5 things that I really feel like Genesis hit on the nose with the 2017 Genesis G90. So in the number 5 spot for my top 5 likes is going to have to go to the overall simplicity that Genesis does make for the trim level breakdown. So you are only going to have a total of 2 trim levels, and that is going to be your premium trim as well as your ultimate trim. If you do go for your premium trim, you are going to get your 3.3 liter turbocharged V6 engine, which is going to be the most fuel efficient engine available for the Genesis G90. And then if you do option up to that 5.0 liter naturally aspirated engine, which is going to come with your ultimate trim, it is going to be a little bit less fuel efficient, but you are going to get first class rear seats on this vehicle right here. We do have the 5.0 ultimate right here. It is going to have that first class rear seat, and pretty much what that means is that you are going to have forward and backwards motion as well as reclining and all of these different functionalities for your rear seats to really make your rear passengers comfortable. So if you are planning on carrying people that you do want to impress in the back seats, I definitely recommend going for this 5.0 ultimate trim here. Now, Genesis also makes it extremely easy as well, because really the only other thing you do have to pick from is not really transmissions, because it does come with the same transmissions for both vehicles, but you do have to pick whether or not you want rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. So if you are going to live in more of a snowy climate, I definitely recommend going for that all-wheel drive. But other than that, definitely go for that rear-wheel drive. It is going to save you some money on gas. Alright, so now let's talk about my number 4 like of the 2017 Genesis G90. Now the number 4 spot is going to have to go to the very comfortable seats that the 2017 Genesis G90 does have. I really love the bolstering set of these seats. They do feel like they are going to hold you in place wonderfully well. Also, you are going to get heated as well as cooled seats inside of the 2017 Genesis G90, as well as tons of adjustability. You are going to have forward and backwards as well as up and down. You are going to have front thigh control, so you can raise the thigh as well as lower the thigh. You can also raise the back of the seat, lower the back of the seat, change the wideness of your bolstering. So if you are wider in your stature, you can open up the bolstering. If you are narrower in your stature, you can tighten up the bolstering, and you just have so much customizability with the overall seats inside of the 2017 Genesis G90. I mean, it's almost you almost have to try to not get comfortable in order to drive the 2017 Genesis G90. I mean, the seats are just magnificently comfortable. Also, the material quality on the seats are also extremely supple and soft, and you pretty much just sink inside of the seats. Now, you aren't going to be sinking inside of the seats where they're unsupported. They are going to remain very supportive when you are sitting inside of the seats of the Genesis G90. And overall, I really like the seats inside of the 2017 Genesis G90. And the same is also going to apply to the back seats of the 2017 Genesis G90 as well. If you do look right here, you are going to have all of your controls for the 2017 Genesis G90. For example, you can move forward and backwards the seats back here, so you can see that I am moving this seat all the way forward. I can also recline the backrest back as well, so I can pretty much just lean all the way back inside of the 2017 Genesis G90 and just really relax back here. So overall, the seats inside of the 2017 Genesis G90, whether you are sitting in the back seats or the front seats, are going to be extremely comfortable. Now in the number 3 spot for my top 5 likes of the 2017 Genesis G90 is going to have to go to the very bold, mature, and overall elegant presence that the Genesis G90 does offer. So if you do look at your headlight module right here, you are going to see that you do have very attractive looking headlights here. We do have the ultimate trim of the G90 here, so we are going to have a full LED module right here. If you do go for the premium trim of the 2017 Genesis G90, you are going to get HID lights up here with an LED strip below, but right here we do have this LED turn signal indicator, which looks amazing on the G90. You also get this very bold and prominent grille right here, which does have chrome accents going all the way around it. Now if you do come up here, you do have your Genesis winged logo, which just looks amazing. I just really love the look of that logo right there that Genesis does give you on the G90. Now if we do come down the side of the Genesis G90, you are going to see that you do have these very attractive looking 19-inch alloy rims right here, which just look amazing. And they are going to have sort of like this aerodynamic shape to them, and they are going to have quite a bit of spokes here. I believe that's 20 spokes, so they are going to look very luxurious and premium. Now if you do come to your mirror design here, you are going to see that you do have LED turn signal indicators on your mirrors right there, and you're also going to have this chrome strip going all the way up the side of the vehicle and running right back down and swooping right back down all the way to your side mirror design right there. You're also going to have chrome door handles on both your front and your rear doors, and then coming down the side, you're also going to have this very strong character line that does run all the way down the side of the G90 and then meets right up with your taillights right here. And these taillights are pretty much going to mimic what was found on the Hyundai Equus of last year, and these taillights are going to be full LED taillights. You are going to have your LED turn signal indicator, so if you do press the brakes, this entire module is going to turn on, but if you do turn on your indicator, this entire module is going to work as your turn signal indicator. And then if you do come down here, you are going to have your LED reverse lights. Now if you do come below there, you are going to see that you do have this chrome accent that does run all the way down the side of the bottom of the bumper of the Genesis G90, and you're also going to have dual chrome tipped exhaust tips, which do sort of have like a rectangular shape to them, overall mimicking the entire design that the Genesis G90 is going for. Now you're also going to have your G90 logo badging right there, as well as your Genesis logo located right there as well. So overall, the 2017 Genesis G90 does have a very sophisticated and mature design to it, and I really like where Genesis did go with the 2017 Genesis G90. Alright, so now let's talk about the safety of the 2017 Genesis G90. Now the 2017 Genesis G90 did receive a Top Safety Pick Plus award by the IIHS, and it also received a superior rating when it does come to frontal crash prevention systems by the IIHS as well. Now one thing you do have to keep in mind though is that the 2017 Genesis G90 only received a acceptable rating on its headlight module, so pretty much how it did work at nighttime. So that is something that I would definitely like to see Genesis rectify for the 2018 model year. But overall, the Genesis G90 is an extremely safe vehicle, offering tons of standard safety technology. Some of that standard safety technology can include, but it's definitely not limited to, your fatigue meter inside of your gauge cluster display, pretty much keeping you awake while you are driving those very long trips. Also, it is going to have your lane keep assist, your lane departure warning, your reverse camera with cross traffic alert. It is going to come with 360 cameras all around the vehicle as well, just to name a few of those standard safety equipments. Alright, so now let's talk about my number one like of the 2017 Genesis G90, and really the main reason why you should definitely consider the 2017 Genesis G90 if you are in the market for a full-size luxury sedan. And that main reason is going to be the overall value proposition that the 2017 Genesis G90 does offer. Now the 2017 Genesis G90 does have a starting price of just about $68,000, and it can run all the way up to just about $72,000. Now the vehicle that we do have here is just about $70,000. Now if you are looking at a vehicle, for example, like the Audi A8 or even the BMW 7 Series, those vehicles are going to be priced closer to the lower $80,000 range. And then if you are looking at a vehicle, for example, like the Mercedes S-Class, that vehicle is going to be priced just below $100,000 for its starting price. So the 2017 Genesis G90 is definitely a great value and overall a great offer instead of the 2017 lineup if you are looking for a luxury full-size sedan. And this Genesis G90 definitely does have some other competitors. You can be looking at other vehicles, for example, like the Jaguar entries inside of the segment, as well as even, for example, the Lexus GS and Infinity's entry inside of this segment as well. Now you do have to keep in mind that Lexus as well as that Infinity are going to be a little bit older in this entry, are going to be in that entry for quite much of a longer time. The G90 is brand new for 2017, so you are going to see some age inside of those other competitors that the G90 just does not have, because it was first introduced for the 2017 model year, and it's pretty much right in line with some of those more expensive offerings, offering tons of modern technology that you would expect out of a 2017 vehicle. Well, that's it for this right off the bat episode. Comment and tell me what you would like to see in future videos. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. This is Marcus, and thanks for watching Drive and Be Driven. Keep it positive, and I'll see you next time.
Bit by bit, creative imagination began to have a new.
You can become a Drive and Be Driven driver today. Just simply click the subscribe button and you will become a part of the Drive and Be Driven circle. Subscribing will allow you to stay up to date with the Drive and Be Driven YouTube channel. Thank you to all of my current Drive and Be Driven drivers for driving me towards my goals and dreams. Stay subscribed for more awesome videos like this one.